25 Best Original Xbox RPGs. Number 25. Blackstone, Magic and Steel. Ultimately, there's nothing about Blackstone, Magic and Steel that makes it good enough to recommend, even to someone whose favorite games are from the Gauntlet series. The game is extremely unoriginal in concept and poorly executed, and it's hard to understand why it ever crossed the ocean. Number 24. Gauntlet 7 Sorrows. Gauntlet 7 Sorrows ends up being a straightforward hack-and-slash action game that isn't a bad way to spend it with friends. But if you're looking for the next evolutionary step in the genre, this isn't it. Still, the game is fun enough for new fans as well as those who fondly remember the original. Number 23. Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Fallout Brotherhood of Steel isn't a great game, but it can still be entertaining to play. The action is repetitive and straightforward, but the game features a lot of cool weapons and tons of stuff to hack or shoot at. Plus, it's got some of the charm that helped make Fallout a genuine classic. Number 22. Pirates of the Caribbean. Even with its problems, though, Pirates of the Caribbean is an enjoyable game that's recommendable to those intrigued by the subject matter. Too bad the shortcomings put pirates somewhat shy of greatness in the grand scheme of things. But you won't be thinking about that as you're waylaying or defending merchant ships filled with silk and ale. Number 21. Justice League Heroes. While it shares a lot of its components with Snowblind's past dungeon crawlers, Justice League Heroes has a pretty unique flavor. It flexes the strengths of the DC universe quite well. The game does both the comic book and the dungeon crawler parts well enough that it has the potential to turn fans of one into the other. Number 20. Arx Fatalis. If you don't have any hang-ups with wandering around in dark places and you're looking for a deep and involving role-playing game, then you'd be doing yourself a favor by checking out Arx Fatalis. It'll make you feel as though you yourself are trapped in this fantastic world filled with interesting, dangerous places to visit and characters to meet. Number 19. Sudeki. Sudeki can be completed in fewer than 20 hours of play, though you can spend a bit of extra time filling out the side quests and acquiring all the available weapons if you like. Sudeki is unfortunately more style than substance. Those longing for a meaty Xbox action RPG should only consider this game for a casual session. Number 18. Dungeons and Dragons Heroes. D&D Heroes has a number of redeeming qualities and isn't a bad way of whiling away a few minutes or hours if you're looking for a pure hack-and-slash action RPG. But if that's you, then you ought to have played other similar and far superior games before, and as such, D&D Heroes won't do much of anything to impress you. Number 17. The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. In the end, The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age molds Middle-earth into a traditional turn-based frame, and while the results aren't all that great, the game carries some pretty good features and should appeal to fans of the source material. Number 16. The Bard's Tale. The straight high fantasy stuff it employs is actually pretty good, and the game might have been better if it had played it straight all the way through. The core hack and slash stuff is solid, and the changes it makes to the genre's formula, though not entirely successful, do help give the game a bit of its own personality.
Charge!
Number 15. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance was an RPG for people who didn't like RPGs, and its sequel does a fine job of maintaining that design philosophy. Though the ending is a little unsatisfying and the actual adventure is a little short, the game offers plenty of replay value with 5 appreciably different character classes and a really satisfying cooperative mode. Number 14. The Lord of the Rings The Two Towers. In the end, The Lord of the Rings The Two Towers is a traditional action RPG with a terrific gameplay system that encourages you to battle it out like there's no tomorrow. Fans of the films will definitely want to pick this one up, but those who enjoy action RPGs will also find a lot to like about it. Number 13. X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse. Overall, X-Men Legends 2 is a definite step up from its predecessor. It doesn't do anything new or groundbreaking in terms of gameplay mechanics, but the cast of characters and the story are more than enough to make it worth playing. Even if you've already played the first game to death, you'll have a lot of fun with X-Men Legends 2. Number 12. Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2. If you've already played through the GameCube version, there really is no reason to play through the Xbox version. However, if you're completely new to the Phantasy Star Online experience, then you'll find an incredibly addictive game that will keep you glued to the TV for hours on end. Number 11. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance for the Xbox is essentially a perfect port of one of the 2001 surprise hits. And if you overlook Dark Alliance, then you shouldn't miss this opportunity to get what's easily one of the finest action RPGs ever made. Number 10. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Beyond being a well-made and accessible action RPG, Marvel Ultimate Alliance captures the essence of the Marvel Universe, an incredible feat considering the breadth of the source material. This is simply a must-have for Marvel fans, though the action itself remains satisfying enough for those in search of a good dungeon crawler to enjoy. Number 9. X-Men Legends. Overall, X-Men Legends does a good job with the comic license, so fans will probably enjoy the game's attention to detail. It also does a good job with the standard action RPG formula that was popularized by games like Dark Alliance. But most importantly, it's an entertaining game with a story that you'll want to see through to its conclusion. Number 8. Fable The Lost Chapters. Fable The Lost Chapters is an imaginative game that's got enough remarkable, unique moments in it to make it shine. Regardless of how much time you ultimately spend playing Fable, you're not likely to forget the experience for a long while.
Sodom and the trees of
Number 7. The Lord of the Rings The Return of the King. The Lord of the Rings The Return of the King features fast-paced, cinematic action with plenty of pick-up-and-play appeal. On its own merits, it's not a particularly lengthy or complex game. However, it's a great experience while it lasts, and the Lord of the Rings fan will want to hold on to this one for posterity. Number 6. Fable. Fable is an imaginative game that's got enough remarkable, unique moments in it to make it shine. That many of these moments happen to be good for a laugh is all the better. Regardless of how much time you ultimately spend in Fable, you're not likely to forget the experience for a long
Some
while.
little girl I saw said you have a sister, and it seems it just so happens that I am guaranteed. Maybe later. Remember?
Number 5. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords. Knights of the Old Republic impressively succeeded on several counts. It delivered a memorable and open-ended story featuring lots of excellent voice acting, an entertaining strategy combat system, and a lengthy, highly replayable quest. Now, all those good traits are back once again in Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords. Number 4. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. It's a beautiful looking and completely open-ended game that allows you to play pretty much however you like as long as you're willing to fill in a few blanks using your imagination. If that's the case, then you could easily spend a couple of hundred hours over the course of days losing yourself in Morrowind's carefully detailed world. Number 3. Jade Empire. You'll probably enjoy Jade Empire a great deal if you approach it with reasonable expectations. In short, if the setting of Jade Empire appeals to you, along with the promise of a good storyline and some open-ended role-playing, then you'll be more than satisfied with this game. Number 2. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Game of the Year Edition. What modern The Elder Scrolls player might notice about Morrowind that sets it apart from modern titles is that it really doesn't hold your hand at all. The world is vast, the expanses are huge and detailed, and you will easily get lost, but that's kind of the point. Number 1. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It's apparent from playing Knights of the Old Republic that a remarkable amount of effort, work, and talent went into this game. It's one of the only Star Wars games to truly make you feel at times as though you're a key player in and a part of this unique and beloved sci-fi setting.
The smell of the Kolto tank about you. How do you feel?